Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we're going to talk about a new type of base. Timestamps down below if you want to skip around. The intro on this is going to be just a little bit longer than normal. All the previous builds I've done for the Tax Haven base, as you see, Tax Haven base, have been for trying to fit everything. Literally every possible thing. As much storage, as much water, as much power, as much production, every single vehicle, as much of everything. The problem is I am negating a few of the demographics of this game. By doing so, one of those demographics are people who just don't care about in-game. It just does not float their boat. They don't care about going in and doing in-game. Maybe they're full tier 4, full tier 5. They even have some of the tier 6, but it is not a priority to them. They don't care about a carrier. They don't care about a sandcrawler, the carrier container. So if you didn't need all the space for those things, what could you build then? They are more land-based vehicle-centric, so they're still using their buggy a lot, much more so than maybe someone who is in the deep desert all the time, at least for Hangar Basin. And so this base has a little bit better sized garage. The second demographic, believe it or not, is someone like me. I have literally everything. I've done all the quests. I have every tier 6 piece of thing that I need. All my equipment is unique. Weapons, tools, armor, everything. I have all the tier 6 vehicles. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for building bases, I'd only be logging in just to pay taxes and fuel my bases because I'm waiting for new content, just like a lot of people out there. Sure, I have a carrier, but I don't use it very often. I can have it sitting in a box for all that matters. I don't have to have it sitting in a hangar just staring at me. Yes, I understand the fuel issue. You gotta put fuel, but fuel's cheap. Come on. Making batteries is pretty cheap. If we are to design a base that doesn't necessarily need everything, what could we come up with? If we talk about the functionality of a base, the quote RP of it, yeah, okay, we can't lay down in a bed and pretend to sleep in it. Even Ollie or Oli in the most recent live stream said that we're not getting that option. We can't even pretend to eat. We can sit in a chair and that's all we can do. Those really aren't necessary spaces, but we want them because it looks nice. What I have done with this base is I have built the base as a structure first, then place the items in it. Instead of building a base where, okay, I have to have a room that's wall-to-wall plastanium containers, or, oh, I have to have this hangar, and I have to have that, and it has to be this size. I built the base, and then I put the things in the base in a logical space. So this would face north, in my opinion, because of this sky beam spire here. Lets in a whole lot of light, and it looks really good too. I love how the light plays with the triangles here. I actually have a light right inside of each one of these, and I think it looks really nice. It's got mostly symmetrical sides, but it's not fully symmetrical, and it has a very nice look to it. Then we come over to this side. I have a floating balcony. One of the guild members said that this kind of looks like Frank Lloyd Wright on this side. I can see a little bit of that. Put in this garage door just because I like this garage door. It is also something that can sit out of the boundary a little bit. Once again, doesn't take any damage. You've got the half balcony. There's actually two on this one. And then a very nice soft lit balcony up top. We come around to this side. This is only 5 stories tall, by the way. It is built in the 7.5 story method, but it is only 5 stories tall. So there's people could add to this if they wanted to. Just a singular door. I thought it looked really nice with the corner Atreides windows on the sides. The garage has a corner Pentashield. The buggy fits in real nice in that corner Pentashield. And then you get to this. This is the market bazaar for your base. So the idea is you are a loot goblin and you have collected all the things. So now you're making the things, you're putting them out, and you're selling them, and you're hustling. You've got water for sale. It's for display only, but you got water for sale. You know, they charge 100 at those at Griffin's Reach over there, right? But no, come here. We've got it only for 70 Solari a sip. kind of thing. And it's just a really interesting concept that the base would have a usable function. Something that brings the social aspect into Dune. Yes, I know we can't actually sell these things. I'm just saying some way to bring in the social aspect. Pro tip on this: the person or persons who found that the water containers no longer take damage on the outside, they are wrong. It took a lot of effort for me to get this water container to not take damage out there. I had to bust this wall out, move this thing up as tight as I could get it, put the wall back in, put this Pentashield in right here, put on that triangle roof there. I had to take this wall out, move as far over that way as I could, just to get that thing not to take damage. I did. I finally got it to where it doesn't take damage. So builder beware. If you're going to place water containers outside, make sure they are tight to the wall and have some kind of an overhang. You've got some basic wind turbines. This one is the numbers. They're going to shock some of you who are used to having all the stuff. But they're more than valid. Alright, so let's head inside. I do have the Atreides rooftop on quite a bit of this. So we come into what is the toy hangar, the toy garage. And I think it turned out really nice. I did my best to play with shapes as much as possible. I wanted to really get a sense of scale. Like, this is a garage you can be proud of, a true man toy cave. Or woman. Man or woman. I don't know how this thing fit here, but it fits perfectly in there. It's in between one of these. The trees. Of course we gotta have some trees. Now, there is a floor underneath there. It's got the Atreides stronghold floor. By the way, these trees will not place on sand. They just will not do it. I tried multiple different places. I was just going to put it without a floor there, but no, it's like, I'm not gonna. But I really like how the angle here matches with the angle on the... I shouldn't say match, because it's not the same, it's an opposite, but with the staircase, and then we've got these going up. It really brings your eye up, and then we've got the big chandelier here. I used the Atreides roof pieces there to give a different than having your wedge. The wedge is nice, but I think the Atreides roof piece looks very, very nice. And then over here would be where you come out. You sit out here and you're peddling your wares. But here's where you'd have your main storage. So this is your brick of storage. The idea being, this is where he's keeping, the Lord of the Manor is keeping all the stuff, right? You pack it all up at nighttime, put it all in there, and then you can get around on both sides. This is not going to have the kind of level of storage that you're used to, but it has plenty of storage for what you need. There is only 3 plastanium containers in here. They're separated out. I wanted more of a statement, less of, oh, how many things can I fit in this space? Some things are turned off, but a few things are on. I would say most things are turned off. For those who are unaware, the repair station is a light also. So you have 14 containers right here. Sorry, 12 containers right here. It can fit 14. You can put 2 more back there, but they're really hard to get to. So I took them out. I had them there originally. I'll go ahead and show you numbers now. Don't faint. 70,500 volume. Believe it or not, that is quite a bit. Almost 2,000 slots. 226,000 water. That doesn't seem like a lot, but my other character that I use, that little challenge character, that's enough to do, I want to say it's about 120 or 122 plastanium ingots at once, or a whole heap and lot of other things at one time. Up to 1275 power. 575 is what I just run standard, and we're using 265. You've got 28 storage left. Again, there's 2 stories you could build on this. 11 production, so you could change all the wind turbines to the big turbines, do all kinds of different things, and you could get more out of this than what the base has now. But once again, I was going for more of an architectural feel to it. It does only have the small spice refinery. You got balconies out here, of course. This has a double half balcony. So half balcony on both sides. Very handsome balconies. I love these. It is my new favorite little design. Of course, you can get by. And then we got some little exterior storage. Don't worry your heads. Players can't come and mess with these. That's why I wrote for display only, so they didn't think I was giving away stuff. But sweet little balconies, and you have someone sitting up here watching over the sales for the day. This side has a little desk. You can sit and eat at your desk. And then the other side has a nice little seating area. Very handsome little seating area. I do want to emphasize something here. You'll notice these holes, those are open to the outside and you cannot get in. I made sure of that by the pieces I used. You can't actually get in from the outside, but they are fully outside. So it lets in a lot of light. This base lets in a ton of light, even though I did max out the lighting. I mean, 30 lights isn't hard to max out. Everywhere you go, there's places to sit, places to hang out. We can pet the donkey. Up here is your assault hangar. Of course, we have every crafting station, whether it be refinery or crafting, you can do everything. Even though the medium ore refinery and the small spice refinery means you aren't going to be as efficient with those two types, but you can process everything. There are hidden storage up in here. Got a couple on that side, and you got a couple on this side. So that's kind of nice. So this base goes up and down. So we can come up from both sides, and then you come out here. This is one of your 5 wind turbines. You get in here, you can see you can't get in. Remember what you do, it will not let you in. Once again, we have an outside. Now, this is one of 2 chairs that the game's just like, nope. And it will not let you sit in that chair no matter what you do. The other chair, if you sit in it, it kind of weirds out your game. So I don't know what's going on with that. And I did this with the Atreides roof piece, but I reversed it. And I thought it looked really nice doing it that way. So this balcony is actually lit from the outside in. It's lit on 2 sides. And it is a very handsome little balcony. You can come out here and just sit, remind yourself of Caladan. Simple, very simple balcony, but I used the large door for a spectacle. I wanted to give some kind of a spectacle to it, some more of the water storage. The assault fits out into the triangle but doesn't cross it. The feet make sure of that. That way it doesn't stick out back here. You don't have legs doing the funky chicken or anything like that. Of course, we've got outdoor seating. Nice balcony seating, of course. If you're taking too much heat, pop into this for a little bit. I will show you that this stuff does not take damage. I've had this base up for about 4 days now. I just finished it Monday afternoon, but I didn't want to make a video because of the pre-Coriolis. So, plenty of power. That can be turned on. I don't have it on, but it can be turned on. Again, nice big door for a spectacle. It's nice when you can to use something that is oversized for the space. So, paradestil, so there's some of the waters, and then you had the purifier downstairs. You have rooftop generators. They are in the attic. So I actually fit them inside the attic. And then the best place in the entire house, this is the bedroom. I don't know how I fit that into that space, but I love it. I love it so much. It's such a cool space. You can overlook down there into the courtyard. This light can be seen outside, and as you can tell, the sunlight comes in. It's also a good reason to face that north. This is the east side. This is where the sun rises. Sun rises in the morning. Bing wakes you up. Time to get up and do your day. And then this amazing seating area. I love it. I did this here by reversing the Dune rooftop pieces, facing outward instead of facing inward. And then you can light this up for those who do not know. If you put a floor light there, it acts very similar to stained glass. Maybe a little bit of personal storage, like maybe your child is in here playing with their little toys. And then out here is chair number 2 that you can't do anything with because if you try, it weirds out the game. I don't know what's up with that, but it looks nice. And then we'll jump up on the roof. The rooftop is very simple. I didn't want to go too crazy with it, but I wanted just a little bit of something. Just the other side is flat for a reason. I didn't want all sides to be raised up. There is some interest to be had in the negative spaces. So like having this up here, this huge volume which really does nothing, serves no purpose. We'll hop back out here one more time. I had a lot of fun with this build. I did do it offline. I don't have a VOD of this because I just wanted to zone into this as much as I could and really build something that I would be happy to live in. Like, I want that as my apartment right now. That little space right there is beautiful. Way better than what I live in. Anyway, I appreciate you coming by, and thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.